Hello everyone, my name is Vinit Kumar Singh and today we will start a new topic of percentage, that is student marks. So we will start from the question number 1. A student has to obtain 33% of the total marks to pass. He got 25% of the total marks and failed by 40 marks. Find the total number, find the total marks. Yeah, the number of total marks is. Now, a student get 33% of the total marks to pass. A student need 33% marks to pass an examination and he get 25% and failed by 40%. And we have to find the total marks. What will the total marks of the examination? Here, a student get 25%. So for the passing percentage, which is equal to 33%, passing percentage is 33%, 1 second. But a student get 25% and failed by 40 marks. If he get 40 marks as a grace, then he will pass the examination and the total percentage become 33%. 25% he get, 40 marks he will get as a grace, then he will pass the examination and the percentage become 33. So 25 plus 40 is equal to 33. Then 40 marks, which is equal to 33% minus 25%. So 33 minus 25, which is equal to 8%. 8%, which is equal to 40 marks. 1%, 5 marks, and then 100%, which is equal to 500. So the total marks of the examination will be 500. Now, again, here, 33 marks to pass the examination, but the student get 25% marks and failed by 40 marks. So 33% marks for passing the examination, but a student get 25% and 40 marks as a grace. So he get 40 marks as a grace, then he will pass the examination. Then the percentage become 33, means 25% plus 40 marks, which is equal to 33%. Now after that 1%, which is equal to 5, and 100%, which is equal to 500. So total marks, which is equal to 500. Now move to the next question. For an examination, it is required to get 36% of the maximum marks to pass. A student got 113 marks and failed by 85 marks. Find the maximum marks for the examination. Same question is there. Examination, it is required 36% of the maximum marks to pass. A student get 130 marks. Now the passing marks, which is equal to 36%. Yeah, passing percentage, sorry. Here the percentage is given. So passing percentage, which is equal to 36%. Student get 130 marks. 130 and failed by 85 marks. If he get 85 marks as a grace, then he will pass the examination. So 113 plus 85, which is equal to 198 marks. Passing percentage is 36%. Passing marks, which is equal to 198 marks, means 36%, which is equal to 198. If 36%, 198, then 1%, which is equal to 36 into 5, 180. 198 minus 180, which is equal to 18. 18.0, it becomes 5.5. then 100%, which is equal to 550. So the total marks, which is equal to 550. Option number B will be the right answer. Clear? Passing percentage 36%. Passing marks 198, because a student get 113 and he get 85 as a grace. Then he will pass the examination, which is equal to 198 marks. So 100% marks, which is equal to 550. Now, next question. A candidate who get 20% marks in an examination fail by 30 marks. But another candidate who get 32% marks and get 42 marks more than passing. Then find the percentage of passing marks. Now, examination in a single examination, two students are there. The first student, a candidate, get 20% marks and failed by 30 marks. Another candidate get 32% marks and get 42 marks more than passing marks. So the passing marks and the passing percentage for the both student will be same. So here we will write passing marks, percentage, which is equal to a student get 20% marks and failed by 30 marks. If he get 30 marks extra, then he will pass the examination. Another student get for 32% marks and 42 marks more than the passing marks. If we subtract 42 marks from these percentage, then he will get passing marks, passing percentage. Clear? First student get 20% marks and he is failed by 30. He get 30 more marks, then he will pass the examination. Here, this part. So here the equation is 20% plus 30, which is equal to 32% minus 42. So 32 minus 20, 12%. 30 plus 42, which is equal to 72. Now 12%, which is equal to 72. 1%, which is equal to 6 marks. Clear? And we have to find the percentage of the passing marks. How much percentage we need to pass the examination? Now listen, 1% is equal to 6 marks. If I convert these 30 marks into percentage, then we will add these 2% and we will get the passing percentage. So in the question, we have to find the percentage. If we convert this 30 marks into percentage, then we will get the passing percentage. Now, 6 marks is equal to 1%. 1 mark, which is equal to 1 by 6%. And we have to convert 30 marks. So 30 marks, which is equal to 1 by 6 into 30%, which is equal to 5%. 30 marks, which is equal to 5%. So the passing percentage, which is equal to 20% plus 5%. So we can write 25%. So the passing percentage for clear the examination, which is equal to 25%. Now you can take the total marks as 100x and try to solve this question. You can get the same answer, but in the examination, we have to save the time. So we will apply this method and we can easily find out passing percentage, passing marks, and total marks. Here, 1% is equal to 6 marks. If we have to find the total marks, in case of total marks, so 100%, which is equal to 600 marks. So total marks will be 600. In case of passing marks, now 1% is equal to 6 marks. Then 20%. 20%, which is equal to 120 marks plus 30. So the passing marks, which is equal to 150 marks. Total marks 600 and passing marks 150. So by applying this method, you can directly find out passing marks, total marks, and passing percentage. Clear? If you have any doubt, then ask your doubt in our comment box. Clear? Now these questions are very simple. You will apply this method. You can easily find out everything, like total marks, passing percentage, passing marks. Now, come question number 4. A candidate secure 30% marks in an examination and failed by 6 marks. Another student secures 40% marks and got 6 marks more than the bare minimum to pass. Means 6 marks more than the passing marks. Find the maximum marks. We will apply the same method. Passing marks, yeah, percentage, which is equal to 30% and failed by 6. And the student get 40% marks and get 6 marks more than passing. So here 30% plus 6, which is equal to 40% minus 6. Now by solving, after solving this equation, we will get 10%, which is equal to 12. And we have to find the maximum marks. So for the maximum marks, we want 100% value. 10% for 12. So 100%, which is equal to 120. So 120 will be the right answer. Clear? You can directly find out everything, whatever passing percentage, passing marks, total marks by applying this method. Next question. Question number 5. A candidate who scored 30% failed by 5 marks, while another candidate who scored 40% marks and get 10 more marks than minimum pass marks. Find the minimum marks required to pass the examination. And we have to find the passing marks. Passing marks. Yeah, percentage. We will write 30%. Failed by 5 marks. Another student get 40%. Get more than 10 marks more than the passing marks. Now, here, after solving 10%, which is equal to 50. Listen. So here we have to find the minimum marks required. Means passing marks. In this question, we have to need the passing marks. Now, for the passing marks, we will convert this 30% into marks. If we convert this 30% into the marks, then we will get the passing marks. 10%, which is equal to 50 marks. So 30%, which is equal to 45 marks. If the 30% is equal to 45 marks plus 5. 30%, which is equal to 45 marks plus 5 marks. So the passing marks, which is equal to 45 plus 5, 50 marks. So answer number D will be the right answer. So total passing marks will be 50. Next question. Now in the previous question, we are discussing the questions based on student score, the student marks. But now here we will discuss the question based on Venn diagram. Up to 5 questions, we discussed the question based on student marks, score. Now, from the question number 6, we will discuss the question based on Venn diagram. Venn diagram. Now, in an examination, 80% boys passed in English, 85% passed in mathematics, while 75% passed in both. 45 boys failed in both. The number of boys who sat for the examination was. So how many students sat for the examination? We have to find. Now, for the Venn diagram, this is the Venn diagram of English. Now, this is the Venn diagram of mathematics. This is for English. This is mathematics. Here, English is the whole area of English are those students who are passed in English. Now, in mathematics Venn diagram, those students are passed in mathematics. Now, while the 75% passed in both means this area, overlap area, 75% passed in both. A total number of students passed in English, which is equal to 85%. 75 already occupied. Then the remaining will be, 80% boys passed in English. So 75 already occupied in English area. So remaining area will be the 5%. Now the 75 plus 5, which is equal to 80%. Similarly, in mathematics, 85% passed in mathematics, 75 already occupied, remaining is 10%. So student passing at least one subject. Now, 75% are those students passing in the both subject. 5% students are those students who are passed only in English. 10% are those students are only passed in mathematics. So, students passing at least one subject, which is equal to 5 plus 75 plus 10. 5 plus 70 80, 80 plus 10, 90%. So 90% students passed in at least one subject. So students failed in both subjects. Which is equal to 100% minus 90%. 10% students are those students who are failed in both subjects. Now we have to find if 45 boys failed in both, the number of boys who sat for the examination was. Now 45 failed in both, so means 10%. 10% student failed in both the subject, 10% boys. So 10% boys failed in both subject, which is equal to 45. And we have to find the total number of boys sat for the examination, means 100%, which is equal to 450. First of all, we will form a Venn diagram. After that, we will put the value. First value we will put which is common in both subject. Whether any subject are given here, the subject are given is English and mathematics. So the common is 75%. So the overlap area is 75. First of all, we will put the value 75% in the overlap area. After that, we will put the remaining value and easily we will get our answer. Now, the next question. Same thing, if you are getting any difficulty, then ask any question in comment box. In examinations, 34% failed in mathematics and 42% failed in English. 20% failed in both subjects. The percentage of students who passed in both subjects was. Same question. Here is the mathematics. Here is 20% failed in both subjects. 20% is there. Here the number of students failed in mathematics and English is given. So 20% failed in both subjects is there. 34% failed in mathematics. 24 already given. Remaining is 14%. English 42%. 20 is given. Remaining is 22%. So number of students failed at least one subject, which is equal to 14 plus 20 plus 22. Now, after addition, we will get here 20 plus 14 is 34. 34 plus 22, which is equal to 56%. Now, 56% are those students who are failed in at least one subject. So, number of students passing in both subjects which is equal to 100 minus 56. 44%. 44% are those students who are passed in both subjects. Get it? Same, you have to form a Venn diagram. After that, you will put the values given. Now you can easily find your answer, which is equal to 44%. Next question. Here is given English and Hindi. Now, we will form again the Venn diagram. Like that. Now, here 60% pass English, 70% Hindi, 40% both. English and Hindi. 40% in both. Now, total number of students pass in English 60%, 40% is already occupied, remaining is 20%. And pass in Hindi 70%, 40% occupied, remaining is 30%. Students pass in at least one subject. 20% plus 40 plus 30. Which is equal to 60, 90%. And we have to find the what percent of students failed in both. So failed in both. Subject. In examination, 60% student pass in English, 70% in Hindi, and 40% pass in both. What is the percentage of fail in both? So 40% both. Here English is 60. Here is 70. So sum is 90. At least one subject is 90% failed in both. 100 minus 90%. So 10% are the student who is failed in both subjects. Next question. a group of students, 70% can speak English and 65% can speak Hindi. 25% of students can speak none of the two languages. Then what percent of the group can speak both languages? Now, so here the English and Hindi is given. English and Hindi. So 70% can speak English and 65% can speak Hindi. 27% of the student can speak none of the two languages. So it's a 25% here. 27 are those students who can't speak neither Hindi nor English. So we will assume that X% student who can speak both English and Hindi. So number of students 70% can speak English. It is the Venn diagram of 70%. X% is already occupied. Remaining 70 minus X. Hindi 65 minus X. So number of students who speak at least one language, which is equal to 70 minus X plus 65 minus X. X cancel, which is equal to 135 minus X. 135 minus X are those students who can speak at least one language. So number of students who can't speak any language, which is equal to 27%. Now, if we subtract 135 minus X from the 100, then we will get 27%. These are those students who can speak at least one language, and 27% are those students who can't speak any language. If we subtract 100 minus 135 minus X, then we will get 27%. So 100 total, 135 minus X who can speak at least one language. 27 are those who can't speak any language. Now, after subtraction, we will get 100 minus 135 minus 35 plus X is equal to 27. So X, which is equal to 35 plus 27, which is equal to 62%. So X is equal to 62%, means 62% student can speak the both language, Hindi and English. Get it? 135 minus X are those students who can speak at least one language. 27% who can't speak any language. So 100 minus 135 minus X, we will get 27. So X is equal to 62% are those students who can speak both language. This X can speak both language. Now, next question. In an examination, 60% of the candidate pass in English, 70% candidate pass in mathematics, but 20% fail in both subjects. 2,500 candidates pass in both subjects. The number of candidates who appeared at the examination was. Now, same question is there. 60% passed in English, 70% passed in mathematics, but 20% failed in both subjects. First of all, we will find the number of students passed in both subjects. this case, we will take, here is English, here is mathematics. Sorry. We will take X% student passed in both subjects. Now 60% candidate pass English. Here we will take 60 minus X, mathematics 70, 70 minus X. So passed at least one subject, which is equal to 60 minus X plus 70 minus X. X cancel. Here we will get 130 minus X. 130 minus X% are those students who are passing at least one subject. So failed in both subject, which is equal to 20% given. Now, so 100 minus 130 minus X, we will get 20%. If we subtract 130 minus X from the 100, then we will get 20%. So 100 minus 130 minus 30 plus X is equal to 20. That X is equal to 50%. 50% are those students who are passing in both subjects. Now question they are asking for, if 2,500 candidates pass in both subjects, then number of candidates who appear as the examination. And we have to find how many students appear in the examination. Means 50% is given 2,500. And we have to find the value of 100%, which is equal to 5,000. So 5,000 students appear in the examination. Clear? Now, if you have any difficulty while solving any question or any other question, then you can ask in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video, and you will try all the question which is based on Venn diagram and student score. Clear? These are simple. These are the basic questions of the percentage. Clear? Now, for today, thank you so much for watching the video. If you're getting any difficulty while solving any question, then you can ask in the comment section. For today, thank you so much. In the next video, we will discuss the question, miscellaneous question of the percentage. Clear? Okay. For today, thank you so much for the class. Thank you.